Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Muskegon Rotary. My name is Tim Arter, and I have the pleasure of serving as your president this year. Today's program will be a presentation from the Youth Exchange Rebound students who have returned home. So we're going to hear their stories about their experience. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a reflection from Darlene Collet. We will recite the four-way test at the end of the meeting. At this time, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'll lead it for you. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. As many of you have heard and have seen in this week's realm, Bill Johansson passed away late last week. Bill's body of work and service to both our community and Muskegon Rotary Club is and was outstanding. At this time, I ask we have a moment of silence in memory of Bill Johansson and for his family. Thank you. Thank you. At this time, I'll call Darlene Collet forward for her reflection.
Good morning. This is not going to be long. As I'm sure all of you are aware of, and you read this magazine, and you see our spots, and you hear about what goes on around the world in the name of Rotary. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about our power. My fellow Rotarians, we have power. We have power to use language to share our ideas, to touch hearts, and to bring about change in the world. As Rotarians, we have the power to speak and share, to explain and educate, to inspire and influence. It is our responsibility to share our talents and ideas and to find meaning in other people's messages. May we use our skills to provide service to others less fortunate and help them to be self-sustaining. May we continue to grow as Rotarians so that we stand in our community as a symbol of those willing to freely put service above self and make our community and the world a better place to live.
Thank you, Darlene. At this time, you can be seated, and we'll resume in a few minutes. Thank you. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to call forward for introduction of the visiting Rotarians, guests, and student guests. We don't have any. Well, I guess we do. If just those making introductions, if you come forward, thank you.
Come on up. Make sure you get into the camera.
Right. There's your marks. We need to be in the marks. Good afternoon. I have 4 guests here with me today, all from the Actors Workshop of West Michigan. The first, though, is my kid. This is TJ Bell, and is a founding member of the Actors Workshop of West Michigan, and is our social media and, what would you say, social media and stuff person. Also a stage manager in our production of Macbeth. This is Julie Broughton, good friend of mine who is also a founding member of the Actors Workshop. She runs our children's theater division and is assistant directing our production of Macbeth. This is Ellen Palish, who is a new member of the Actors Workshop, and she is performing in our children's show, is also playing Hecate in Macbeth, and Rear Learning is just an incredible asset. Anyone who's ever worked with MCT knows Ellen has amazing skills at all sorts of areas in the theater. And then this is Scott Lang. He is from Pigeon Creek Shakespeare, and he is our visiting guest artist. He and his wife, Catherine Mayberry, are playing Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, and they are here as the guests of the Actors Workshop today.
All right, I have a few guests. Christy Pollack, Youth Exchange Officer, and my first guest is Ryan Cole. Ryan is from Houghton Lake, and Ryan drove one of our guest speakers, Kylie Foster, today. Ryan went on the El Salvador trip a little over a year ago, and that's where he met Kylie. Ryan has just graduated from Houghton Lake and is now going to be attending the University of Michigan this fall. So, welcome, Ryan. Then I have a very special guest, if you recognize Emma. Emma was our exchange student from 2022, 2023. She went home last summer, 1 year ago. If you remember, she went to North Muskegon High School from Austria. And Emma brought two very, very special people with her today, her mother and her father. Yeah. So her mother, Turit, and her father, Mike, they're from Flöckleburg, Austria. And actually, Mike is a Rotarian from District 1920. So we welcome them. Emma's bringing them around Muskegon to show them all of what she experienced and the people who she met. So we're very happy to have them here.
Hello. I brought with me today Greg Sisko, who is the Director of Business at Pioneer Resources, and hopefully will be a new Rotarian soon.
Hello, my name is Cece Riley. If we've not met yet, I'm the Marketing Director at Hackley Community Care. And with me today, I have my elementary best friend, Alyssa Novoselic. And she is actually visiting from Detroit. We are getting ready to host a high school reunion this weekend. And so doing a little venue scoping after Rotary today. But many of you may have known Alyssa's father, Paul Novoselic. He was a reporter for the Muskegon Chronicle for a long time and a Rotarian as well. Alyssa is also a former Rotarian in West Virginia and Detroit, where she currently lives. And I had to take notes because she has long, complicated titles. She is the CFOO of the Empowerment Plan, which is a workforce development organization that manufactures sleeping bags and sends them around the world to individuals who are homeless. And then she also owns her own consulting business as well called Greater Impact.
Hello, Annette Jack, and I have with me today one of my brothers, Ralph Wellington, who's a semi-retired attorney from Philadelphia, visiting us for a few days. And he's also a former Rotary exchange student. So it's been going on a long time.
A great variety of guests today, eh? At this time, I'll turn over the podium to Christy Pollack to give the introduction of today's program.
Oh boy, okay, this is exciting. They're back. They're back. They've been gone an entire year. And what they've experienced and people who they've met and what they've gone through, the challenges, the accomplishments, they get to share with you today. So, and you're the reason why they got to go. You sponsored them, so sit back and enjoy all the things that they have to share with you. So first I'll introduce former exchange student, is what we call now a rebound, Kylie Foster. Raise your hand. And you'll find out where they went if you're new also to Rotary, where they went this past year in a few minutes. And then we have Jillian Fano, middle. And then last but not least is Cadence Vandenbosch. So they're going to let you kind of share with you some pictures and things of what they experienced. And then at the end, you have a chance to ask them questions. So if they didn't talk about something you might be interested in, save that question to ask them at the very end. So, all right.
Hello, my name is Kylie Foster. Christy already introduced me. I've been up here a couple times before. I did the panel for the Life Leadership Conference, I think maybe 2 years ago. And then I did a presentation for my exchange and what it was going to be like. And now I'm going to talk about what it was like, which is going to be pretty awesome. I spent a year in Brazil and I had a very, very great time. I made a lot of relationships and friendships that I will never lose, you know? So I'm gonna go through a couple of pictures and just talk about my experience there. So I was living in the city of Londrina. They have a population of 588,000, which is, I think it's about 15 times the population of Muskegon. So it was quite a different experience for me. So in Brazil, I found a lot of different music artists that I have come to love. In the beginning, we have Castelo Branco. In the middle, we have Cessa. And at the end, we have Hassanai's MCs. There's like samba and Hassanai's MCs. They have a lot of like hip hop music. I just wanted to share because they're just amazing artists. I have a couple photos here of my friends. At the top left, I have my friend Isa. We were both at this exposition, like a big carnival in our city. Very big event, you know, not a lot of things go on. So this is like a really big thing for us. And in the middle at the top, I am underneath a waterfall, which was really strange for me. It was an experience that I've never had before, and I loved it very much. At the top right, that is me and Ryan. Ryan's my boyfriend, and he came to visit for my last week in Brazil. It was an amazing experience because I was able to show him all these places that, you know, I've grown accustomed to. I was like, yeah, I've seen that before. But having Ryan see it all for the first time, it was like me reintroducing myself to Brazil. There is a mural that was at my university. So while I was there, I attended high school for the last year, the last semester of their last year. They only have 3 years of high school. And so after that semester, I had attended university for husbandry and agricultural science. And so it was a very unique experience. I would walk around campus and there'd be, you know, monkeys digging in the trash. It was great. I had a couple photos of the same trip where I got to go underneath the waterfall. We went rafting, and there I am holding a snake. I forgot her name, but it was something super cutesy. Yeah. Okay. These are just photos of like some of the people that I met while I was there. Some of the other exchange students. We had Canadian. We had Lily. She was from France. Valentina was from Mexico. Jay was from India. And my second host family, they were breeders of shepherds, I believe, or no, border collies. Yeah, they were breeders of border collies, and so they just had a bunch. I'm with Georgia. She was from North Carolina, and my host brother's girlfriend, and we're doing our best to get a good picture with the dogs, but they're not very willing. This is from my university. Got a couple pictures with the cows and the sheep there. This was actually an exposition, kind of like a field trip that we had gone on together. And I believe that one of those photos is from our school farm. More photos of us just walking on the school farm. They had like acres and acres of land, and you wouldn't really expect that from such a big city, but it was beautiful, really. Oh, let me go back. I had volunteer work once a week. I had 3 different jobs that I had done. So first, I had worked with a youth group for my first host family's church. On the right, the last photo on the right, I am working on some crafts that we had done. And then I worked at a daycare. It was my local daycare. I would walk there right after school and just hang out with little kids from like 6 months to 2 years old. And that was fun. Had a great time. My last volunteer work that I did was I was an assistant English teacher. And so that was a unique experience. It felt like we were all just learning together. A couple more photos of my host families. I'm sorry. I miss them quite a bit, and it's difficult just seeing pictures of them because it's like we're so far away right now. Well, that was it. I'm very glad that I got to share with you all about my exchange, and thank you very much for your support on my journey.
Hello. Christy already introduced me, but I'm Jillian Fano, and I went to Taiwan. Oh, thank you. Of course, it's the bottom one. Yep. So this is my exchange to Taiwan. Because of the size of Taiwan's a little bit smaller than Michigan, so it was very easy for me to travel around, because my host family would even complain, like they'd be like, oh, you want to go to Taipei? That's a 2-hour drive. And I'm like, a 2-hour drive to get across the country? That's heaven. So the 2 middle photos are of me during my New Year's trip to Taipei, which was sponsored by my Rotary Club. In the 3rd photo, you can see me trying to hold Taipei 101, which was the biggest building until Burj Khalifa was built. And what they do every New Year is they shoot fireworks out of the building, and it's really beautiful. And the photos on the edges of the screen are from my Chinese New Year trip to Taipei. The first photo is of a hot spring that I went to, and the 4th one is just Rilakkuma. It's a cute bear from Japan. I got, I believe, 4th place in my Chinese exam. So out of all of my exchange student friends, so I won a free trip to Kaohsiung, but they say Kaohsiung in English. And what I did is, as you can see, we went swimming on a banana boat, and we went to go see a lot of Buddha shrines, which I don't know why there's so many in Kaohsiung, but hey, they're beautiful. And there's more. There's another big Buddha behind me in the first photo, and the second photo I just thought was really pretty of the beach. I went to Penghu, which is a small island on the west shore of Taiwan. It's in between China and Taiwan. And in the waffles that you see right there actually spell Penghu. And again, another Buddha shrine in the middle. And in Penghu, we got on a boat where we would catch our own dinner. We had to catch a squid, and one of the exchange students from Brazil actually caught one. Next, I went to Pingtung. where I went on a lot of race cars. The first photo is me with the Japanese exchange student. I love her so much. And Taiwan is obsessed with capybaras. So every single zoo that you go to in Taiwan, you will see at least one capybara. And it was so strange to see Taiwanese people treat deer like they were special animals that are rare to see. Because there was like a petting zoo for them, and I was like, I can just go for a walk and see one. And then we went riding around on some dirt bikes, and that's me with another, and the last photo is me with another Japanese exchange student, Nanami, and I rode her, and she said that she did not like my driving. This is Jiufen Old Street. This is also in Taipei, but this street is special because it's the street that inspired Spirited Away, which is a movie by Ghibli Studios. As you can see, it's a lot of steps. I never got to the top. I got like halfway and gave up. And there was a store there where we could dress up as Chinese ghosts with the talisman, and we would walk around and learn about different spirits in Taiwan, and it was just really pretty to see it. This is some moments with my host family and friends. The first top photo is me with my first host family. This was my grandpa's birthday, and the second photo is me with the other exchange students. We were doing tie-dye for our school trip. And the bottom ones are ones that my second host mom took. Again, a lot of them are from Taipei. She has family in Taipei, and so we would often go. 谢谢大家。
Hi, my name is Cadence, and I spent the last year in Italy. So, I was on the island Sardinia. It's like west of like the boot and stuff. So, yeah. This is my first month. The first picture, like top middle one, is when I first met my first host family in the airport, and then the bottom picture right under that is me and my first host mom. To the left is I went to the Rome Institute for Rotary. My first week there, I was there about 3 days, and we left for Rome. So I was like, oh, whoa! But it was so nice to see. It was amazing. I also met the Rotary International president. That was so cool. And then to the right is I tried a lot of new foods this month. They were so good. The first one was in Rome. I'm not really sure what it was. It was my first week, so I didn't speak a whole ton of Italian. Certainly get what it was. But the one under that was just in Sardinia, you eat a lot of seafood because it's a pretty small island. So there was a lot of seafood pasta. It was so good. Okay, my second month. This was Halloween with my host family. That first picture is my host aunt, I guess. And then my friend Joran was another American exchange student. And in Italy, they didn't really do Halloween. They have it, but they don't carve pumpkins or anything. And so I carved pumpkins with my host family because I was like, oh, American tradition. And then the bottom is the pumpkins we carved. And then the picture right above that is an apple pie I made for my host family because Michigan. Yay. Okay, and then my third month, we went to, I don't exactly remember what it was called. These were two different spots. We went and we saw these caves that were used for, I believe they were sugar mines. They were something, I don't remember. But it's very pretty. These were just some of my favorite pictures. And then the middle picture is me with some of my other exchange student friends from Germany, Canada, Argentina. I think that's all in that picture. And my fourth month, this was December, we had Christmas. This is me and my first host brother decorating the Christmas tree. The middle picture is my host aunt and one of her friends from Syria. I ended up getting really close with them. It was so nice. And then the third picture is just a district trip we had. It was super cool. My fifth month, this was January. This was Epiphany. Basically, she just brings you candy in a stocking. So it's when you get stockings on Christmas, but it's just a separate holiday and you just get candy. And then the middle picture, I just played games with my host family. It was really cool and their friends. And then the last picture is when I switched host families in my fifth month because I had two host families, so I had them a little bit longer. And then my 6th month, there was a lot of cool festivals going on. The first one is like Carnivale. It was super cool. I didn't get a whole ton of pictures, but I had a lot of videos, but I couldn't really put that here. That bottom picture, all the black on her face, my family saw those like online and they were like, what is going on? Like, why is your face so dirty? But like people will just come up to you, like the guy in the picture at the top, and they'll just grab your face and like put it all over your face. So it was very surprising, but it was so fun. And then the two on the right were a separate festival. And that is like traditional Sardinian dresses. I think it is like the most beautiful thing in the world. I love like, because Italy is like, you know, traditional Italian things are so beautiful. I love it so much. But like Sardinia was like a whole nother thing. And I thought it was like amazing that it was like so different, but yet so like so beautiful. Yeah. And I also turned 17. So that was my birthday. And then my 7th month for my birthday, this is my second host dad in the middle. We went to Milan. So I saw like the Last Supper and like the Duomo, the dome. So yeah, it was my 7th month. And my 8th month, not a whole lot of big things. I went to a baseball game with some of my exchange friends from Japan and the US. Yeah, so baseball wasn't really a thing there. So there was like maybe a few dads there. It was not busy at all. And we walked to the store across the street and we got some picnic stuff and came back. We were there like 6 hours. We got so sunburnt, but honestly, I think it was like one of my core memories for exchange. We just had a lot of good conversations with my friends. The picture to the left was just, I got really into solo hiking. I had a lot of free time and there were a lot of pretty mountains, so I hiked a lot. And then the picture to the right is just a Rotary thing we had also that month. My 9th month, this is another Rotary thing we had. These are all from Puglia. It's just like a very, like, I think it's a very famous like tourist spot in Italy. Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. It was so cool. So it's like, it wasn't in Sardinia, it was like more to the east on Italy. First pictures, me and some of my friends, they did like a little prom thing. So like everyone in my district had their pretty dresses and stuff. So that's me and my friends, but we had our Rotary hoodies on, so we're all matching. The middle one is just the whole district together, and that's a picture from there, that city too. Oh, okay. So my 10th month was a little bit different. I spent it all around Europe, and I'll go through these pictures quickly, but there's a lot of them. This was Switzerland. We were there for one day. It was super cool. It was so gorgeous, but really, really expensive. This is France. It was also super cool. We were there for 2 days. Definitely one of my favorites. I thought it was so cool. Saw the Mona Lisa. This was Belgium. It was also really cool. So rainy the whole time. We were only there for a few hours, but I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I definitely want to go back. This is the Netherlands. Definitely one of my favorites. It was so much fun and it was so pretty. This is Germany. I love Germany so much. It was amazing. I definitely thought about going to university there. So it's that. And then Prague. This is my #1 favorite. 100% I'm going back there. I thought it was so cool. Yeah. And then this was Slovakia. I didn't get a whole ton of pictures there. Yeah. And this was Austria. I didn't get a ton of pictures there either. But these are the ones I did. My phone was dead, so there's more digital camera pics and pictures from my friends. And then this was Hungary. That was also one of my favorites. We had dinner with like traditional Hungarian dancing. It was so cool. I loved it. And then Slovenia, we went to these Postojna caves. That was also super cool. And then we were back in Italy in Venice. It was so beautiful. It was nice to be able to understand, like, be able to talk to people again once you were back. So that was the last stop. And then, okay, that's a little bit crop weird, but thank you so much for giving me this amazing opportunity. I had like the best year of my life. So thank you.
Am I on? Just incredible. I mean, try to go through in like a couple of minutes of what, 16 countries that you went to in Europe, or I don't even know. My goodness, and just all the experiences. And I'm just hoping that, you know, all these experiences that you have now it's I challenge you, you have all of this to spread that knowledge of what you've experienced to others, because that's how it trickles. That's how the world becomes smaller, is your knowledge you spread on to others. So this is your time. If you have a question, they'd love to be able to hear and answer.
Hi, welcome home. Could all three of you say something briefly about the language challenges that you experienced? So, how much English was available to you to interact, and how much of a new language or languages did you learn?
So Portuguese was quite difficult for me to learn. There are some words that are pretty close, but even the things that were in English were very difficult. Like Vicky Vapi Ruby is Vicks Vapor Rub, and it was very difficult. Like I would be talking to people and I'd be like, yeah, I want to go to McDonald's, and they're like, huh? And they're like, Mackie? I'm like, what? Mackie Donald's? I'm like, yes, Mackie Donald's. So I guess that was one of the challenges that I had with the language. But overall, you kind of get forced to learn quite a bit of it.
I definitely was very frustrated with my language. A lot of Taiwanese people know basic English to help you order something, but there is that rare occasion where they don't. And it's very hard to talk to people because you get easily frustrated and they get frustrated. And then you both are whipping out your phones. But another thing is I only understood McDonald's in Chinese for a little bit. So I would like perk up when I heard Mai Dong Lao. Like my parents would be talking and then like out of nowhere I hear Mai Dong Lao and I'd like stick up, I know that. So yeah, I also had issues with like my Chinese teacher because I was getting frustrated with the language and she didn't have really good English, so it was hard to learn from her.
Yeah, in the beginning, I definitely had some like struggles with the language. There was a lot of like Google Translate and like showing phones going on with my like host family too, because in Sardinia there's not a whole lot of English spoken. But as the months went on, I picked it up pretty quickly, I think. But it definitely is frustrating, like not being like some of the people I'm closest with to not fully understand them and not have them fully understand you is like definitely like kind of a struggle. But I think other than that, it was pretty okay.
Hello, this question is regarding Italy. I've been to Italy a million times, a number of times, but I have noticed that it's so expensive in Italy, whether in small cities, big cities, they're so expensive. So what is the factor that makes Italian goods expensive? And then when they are imported to the United States, you can buy them when it's on sale. Like for example, the Armani, Valentino, Balenciaga, they're expensive in Italy. But when they are being sold here in the United States and you just wait for the sale, it's cheaper to buy those Italian products than when you go to Italy. So what's the factor for that?
So that's a good question. I don't I don't really know. I didn't really buy a whole lot of expensive things. You know, I saved up before I went, so I didn't have a whole lot of money. So I didn't really buy a whole lot of expensive things. Where I went, it really wasn't too expensive, but I wasn't really buying designers, so I'm not really sure. I wish I could help you. I'm so sorry.
Okay, we have time for one more question. Any?
I wonder if each of you could share with us one takeaway. What did you come home with new, a different perspective, a different way of thinking? What did you learn that may have surprised you, that you know you'll keep with you for the rest of your life?
I think the first thing that I learned was don't smile at monkeys. No, I'm joking. It is very true, but I'm joking. I think that I definitely learned the importance of showing others grace, because others had shown me so much grace during my time when I was learning the language. There was so much patience, and I just want to give that back to others.
I came back from Taiwan with a new religion, so that was fun. And but the main thing that I took away from Taiwan is not really something I can apply to America, but I just am more trustful with people in Taiwan. I left my bag on the bus twice, and nobody took anything from it, which was really surprising because if I left my bag on the bus here, it would have probably been gone within like 5 minutes. So I just think it's like nice that you can trust people in Taiwan, and I want to apply that here as well. I really want to make America like a more safe and trustful place, like Asian countries, where you can just leave your bike on the side of the road all night and nobody takes it. So yeah.
I think my biggest takeaway is kind of like, guys, sorry, rude. I'm sorry. Okay, it's how the world really is like so small, and I think I kind of realized that with like how many like the friendships that I've built like with so many like kids my age like across the world, and like I feel like I think about it a lot now. I'm like, wow, the world really is like so small, and I meet all these people who like know each other like different ways from around the world. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy, and like I don't know, the world is just so small, it feels like now. And like I'm going to like Japan this spring, and it's like I feel like, yeah guys, I'm going to Japan, but like a year ago I would have been like, oh my gosh, like I'm going across the world. But I feel like it feels so small now, and I think it's really because of like these amazing like bonds that I've like made with other people. So
Well, I'd like to thank you for your presentation today. It was very interesting, and it was really nice to be able to hear you come back after what when you first gave your talk about what you had hoped to do and what you would see. So it's obviously been a great learning experience for you for the rest of your lives. We'd like to thank you with an honorarium for Shelter Box, which is a global partnership between Muskegon Rotary and Shelter Box that helps individuals and groups experiencing disaster around the world. So thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you coming back again. At this time, would you provide us with the birthday slide, Mike? Not as voluminous as we've had in the past. August the 3rd is Rita Cavanis, and if you would all join me in singing happy birthday, I'd appreciate that. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And just a reminder for those that have birthdays, and I think we all each have one, at least one a year, is that we ask that you provide a contribution to our Caring Connection. And we do have, in the future, for your future reference, we have envelopes up here with the QR codes too. So it's a worthy cause. At this time, Mike, would you show us the Rotaries in action?
I'm Karam Calkins, and I'm here to talk about placing flags along Seaway Drive during holidays. I wanted to serve beer at the Friday parties in the park, and asked my friend Rob how it is that he got to do that. And he said, well, you join the Rotary Club. And I joined, and then the opportunity came to deal with the flags. And as a veteran, I think that that's a pretty important piece for Muskegon. So I volunteered to help. John Noling does so many things for the club, but he definitely is in charge of getting people for putting the flags out in the morning while I'll be sleeping, and bringing them back in the evening when I'm ready to go. Lots of people honk their horns, which is nice. There's some waving, definitely some supportive horn honking, not why are you in the middle of the road horn honking. And this last time, we're getting better at it. It took us 21 minutes to bring in the 32 flags. I hope that people see it the way I do, that it's an apolitical way to support the country, and that we might get some more volunteers to do what is certainly if you're organized, very light work. I enjoy being in Rotary because I've had a lifetime of service. I retired a few years ago and was looking for the right thing. And when I walked into Rotary, I realized that, I've found my tribe. And I'm happy to be able to work on a variety of things, from the chili cook-off to the flags and garbage pickup we have this weekend along the highway. But I'm looking most forward to going to either El Salvador or Honduras this next year. I had surgery this year that made it so I couldn't go.
And now for announcements. For those of you that are making live announcements, you can come forward at this time. Tonight we will be having Rewind. I've been announcing for weeks here that there would be no Rewind, but tonight is our first night back again. The meeting will start at 5:15 at the Unruly Brewing facility. A reminder that Microforce Mondays are each Monday this summer from 8:30 to 10:30 at the Microforce site. I have Carla here. You want to come forward? Yeah, but go ahead. Would you come forward, Marianne?
Thanks, Tim. Marianne Gorman, Membership Council Chair. I just wanted to remind folks that Sue Waringo's memorial service will be next week. She was the first woman president of Muskegon Rotary back in, I believe it was 2000. She passed away in January, and her family decided to have the memorial service. It will be a week from today, August 8th at 3:30 at St. Gregory's Church on Seminole. And since I was up here, I just looked up what Bill Johansson's service is for those of you that would also like to attend that. It is August the 6th at 5 to 7 is visitation. And the details, of course, Sightsomer is handling both of those individuals. So thank you.
Well, hello, everybody. This is a fun surprise. I love to talk about stuff that I'm doing, especially when it's something like this. So each week we're going to come up here and I'll only take like 90 seconds to share with you the fun stuff that we have going on. So Harvest Fest this year, if you take your phones out, you should be able to get that QR code, click on it, and purchase your tickets today if you'd like. It is limited ticket sales because we can only fit so many people in there. So please purchase your tickets. And then here's another fun fact for the day. Barry's Greenhouses is going to be donating plants this year. So as a fun surprise, each person that attends can either get a signature glass or a fun little flower that we hope is going to be purple, because that day is also National Polio Day, the day of the event, October 24th. So be sure to get your tickets soon. Thanks.
Hi, Nancy McCarthy here. I just wanted to let everybody know that Ken James is going to be holding what he's calling Conversations on Race. And he's opened up 10 slots for Rotarians. Now, this is happening on the 13th and the 14th of August. It would be the afternoon of the 13th and the morning of the 14th. So if anybody's interested in that, it's a great way to develop a deeper understanding. Please let me know and I'll send you the information so you can register, and it is free.
A reminder, I think the first sign-up geniuses went out for the Saturday, August 17th. We'll be having a joint event with the Grand Rapids Rotary. We'll have a service project at the Boys and Girls Club doing some landscaping and grounds work from 9:30 to 11:30. Then there'll be a social event at the deck from noon to 1:30. Just a quick, we've had quite a few inquiries as to how to make memorial contributions to our Muskegon Rotary Foundation on behalf of Bill Johansson. Now, this is not an ask, we're just responding to some of the inquiries that we're receiving. So if you wish to make a contribution by check, make those out to Muskegon Rotary Foundation and mail it to our P.O. Box 66, Muskegon 49443. We're also going to send out Club Runner email, which will provide that information, plus the way to do it electronically using a QR code that Christy Nackengast has developed. So again, it's not an ask, it's just trying to provide some information for a lot of inquiries. The question about whether we can have that put up on the monument at Rotary Park, I don't know much at all about that, but maybe it looks like Judy knows some information that no. Like apparently there's some pavers that need to be updated, but I guess we'll take time for that. Maybe if you of you wish to come forward afterwards, I can talk to you about that. Okay, and then the final announcement is the Muskegon Rising episode number 30, Pigeon Hill Brewing Company, a discussion with Joe Camp. You can see that or get a link to it on the rim. My understanding it's an outstanding video. I overheard a few people talk about it already. And at this time, that's the last of the announcements. If I could call on Ed Hendrickson to do to announce the raffle, if you would please, Ed. He's at the back of the room. $556 for $10. 556. One more time, 556. Okay, you want to draw another one? Oops, I guess we just found one out here, so. It looks like Bill gets an assist from Mike Weese's. $5. 516. It's for $20. 597. It looks like we're handing it out to the next door neighbor. Okay, next week's program will be Pound Buddies, Saving Pets, Save for Communities. And at this time, if you would please rise and recite the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and brighter friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Well, thank you very much for your attendance. The meeting is adjourned.